Hello, everyone. I have a listing coming up, and my client, the owner of the house, is making a few changes to the house, which is good. But I told him that it's really important to just do basically the health and safety issues. Like, first of all, you have to get the termite report. And if there's any work that needs to be done, it's called Section 1, then the seller generally takes care of that and has to address that. So he's done that. But he wants to do some other things that are not health and safety, which I have advised him against. Let's take a look at what he is in the process of doing. So my client likes to get creative and beautify things, but I tell him, hello, the new owner may not care for your projects or what you've done. So unless it's health and safety, then you really need to reconsider spending any money on improvements that may not suit the buyer's taste. And the old adage is, guess what? Beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So here's the project. There are these 2 columns in the house that he wants to add some stacked brick to. And see, we have the corner boxes. We got them from Lowe's. And the workers are going to come tomorrow to actually start gluing them in. But we had to do a little test to see how it fits, because it is actually a rather complex project with all these cuts and angles. So the cuts have been done. They're going to be glued tomorrow. And you may notice this is the substrate that you have to nail in to the column, because it was basically just, see right here, that's just drywall. You can't just put tile on drywall, and you really have to put a substrate like hardy board. See, and here is the drywall. This is called Allura USA, but it's the same thing as hardy board, which is more common to use. So the workers are coming back. They're going to add these. I'm still a little worried about how well they'll stick. I think they're just using, what's it called? Quick? I forget. It's got a name, Quickset, something like that glues the items to the substrate board. And so we're not out of the woods yet, in my opinion. And I think, it was a little foolhardy, but knock on wood, it's going to look great, and it might add value to the property. But I would not advise doing this. Plus, he's thinking about putting an accent colored paint on the wall over here. And that's another thing that I advise against, because it's not a health and safety issue. You really can't go wrong with white. And if you pick some color that the potential new buyer doesn't like, well, ding, 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 it's going to come off the sale price or offer price, perhaps, or discourage them from buying at all. So it's best to leave the house rather vanilla. And just like I said, health and safety issues are the key. Like if there's damage, from water in the ceilings, which we don't have here, fortunately. Or if there's a leaking faucet, things like that must be addressed, but not these beauty projects, because beauty is in the eye of the beholder. So just please keep that in mind when you go to sell your house. because this may not get the return on investment, ROI, return on investment, that the seller is hoping to get, because it has been a bit of a process. The first stones that he tried were too crumbly, so we had to take those back, and unfortunately, we got them at a place, not Lowe's, a more specialty place, where they wanted to charge 50% restocking fee, and you want to avoid that. Yes, I'm sure, because that's a costly mistake. And so, and another hint, another piece of advice is to whatever stone you choose for a complicated project like this, you should just get like maybe 1 or 2 boxes to do the trials to see if you can fit them around the columns in this case, and see if the rocks crumble. Unfortunately, these did not crumble, so we're going to go with them, but I'm still a little worried because they're sort of heavy, and you know, just putting it on a wall like that. But at least now we have the substrate, which I must say I'm the one that suggested that we had to do that, because I did my homework on behalf of my client to make sure that he's doing it right. And if you don't put a substrate like this Allura USA, if you don't do that, well, guess what? It could be a horrible disaster if you applied these stones simply to drywall. So anyway, I hope that you've learned from this video and got some hot tips about what to do when you're planning to sell your house and what not to do. So if you have any questions, give me a call or email me, text me, contact me. I'm your local realtor here in the Palm Springs, Palm Desert, Coachella Valley area. And I've been here since 2006 selling real estate. So bye for now.